Hey, guys, welcome back and happy Thursday. So, guys, we last night watched the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 3, and it was interesting. It was a little more interesting, but it's still not giving me everything that I want to see. Now, we covered it on Dana Wilkie's channel last night with Jason, and it was a late night coverage, but it was amazing. We had almost 1,000 people in the room, so thank you. But we didn't talk too much about the reunion itself. So today we're back with Down with Jason and also Zach Peter at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap, and it will be a subscribers only live chat where you guys can get engaged, get subscribed, give us your unfiltered opinions, and join us because that's exactly what we want you to do.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Guys, with that, I just want to talk about a few things, a few little pickups from what we got gathered from the reunion. We have some details, and of course, we're going to elaborate further once we do our recap. But before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, let's jump right in. All right, guys, so it looks like Erika Girardi made her stance known last night at on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. She said she is keeping score. Now, we know that she said in the past, especially after she ripped Sutton's head off verbally, she said, I will remember once I'm out of this who was with me and who was against me. Well, Andy Cohen wanted her to elaborate a little bit more as to what she was talking about. And she said, yes, I'm keeping score. She said that she knows in the group, within that group of ladies, who has mocked her, who has been there for her, and who definitely hasn't. Well, Andy Cohen wanted to know, if you're keeping score, what's the score? And she said, well, I'm going to keep that to myself. He asked her, who is actually going against you? She said, I don't know. You should ask them. Andy Cohen replied, well, but you said, when this is all over, I'm going to remember who was there for me and who was against me. And she said, yeah, I will. Again, though, she said she'll keep that to herself. But when she did, it looked like Kyle was kind of quivering, shaking a little bit. And she was trying to let Erika know, hold on, wait a minute. When it came to the whole Girardi scandal, as articles were coming out, as these headlines from these major publications were surfacing, well, it was a big deal. And we all didn't really know what to do, how to act around it. She said, I just hope that we were in such a difficult position. And there were many things I know that you couldn't say, but then I thought there's things that you could say to help us understand a little more, which was very complicated. Obviously, Erika noted that she was hurt by the scene where Dorit and Kyle had their husbands together, PK and Maurizio, and they're talking about this alleged accident where her son went to go help out Tom Girardi after his home was burglarized. He faced the intruder and then he had to get eye surgery. And then her son left and then slipped his car in the snow, causing him to roll over 5 or 6 times. This was a big deal. So when this scene happened, Dorit, PK, Maurizio, Kyle, some fans were saying they thought Maurizio might have been under the influence. Who knows? We've seen that he's dabbled a little bit in the past, and he gets very funny when he is. And he was laughing at the situation, and it almost looked like he was mocking Erika's hardship with her family. Well, Kyle was saying that is not the case. Dorit tried to explain, I just got that information in that moment, so we're trying to piece it together. Whereas PK was like, wait a minute, he's a lawyer. He's not a fucking soccer player. So you're saying when he went to the hospital, they wanted to treat him for a TBI, but you were like, no, work on his ankle. And he said, he made a whole joke out of it. They all started laughing. They were cracking up. Obviously, it didn't sit well with Erika, and she tweeted about it when the scene actually surfaced. She was not happy about it. She made it known that she wasn't happy about it. And Kyle Richards called out the fact that while she was seeing in blogs everywhere, that Erika was not happy with Kyle, period. I can kind of see why. Erika did know at the reunion, the thing is that, the thing that hurt me the most was to watch the dinner with you. This is what she's saying to Kyle, Maurizio, PK, and Dorit. And she explained, to watch the 4 of you mock my family really hurt me, especially after PK had been so kind and worked so hard with me on rebuilding our relationship. She said that sucked. one thing I didn't understand, and Dana Wilkie pointed this out last night, when she's going in, and she wasn't really just like choosing to go on in on the rest of the women, but when they would ask questions and she's like hissing at them and like scathing, she's pissed, she's furious, she's angry. We understand this is a lot of pressure, but when she is, I don't understand why the women, they back down. They do not argue back. They don't kind of clap back at her. And I asked Dana about this. I'm like, why? It's not like she's going to physically assault you. Erika's not going to do that. So why are you so afraid of her? And she made a good point. The women probably know at this point that the Girardi scandal is what's making the ratings for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So Erika will take precedence. And as far as casting, they will keep her around. So if someone goes in too hard on her and they disrupt that storyline, well, they could probably be on the chopping block, and that's not what any of them want. So I feel like, or Dana feels like, the women know, sure, we can ask questions, we can say a few things, but we can't go in too hard because right now, Erika Girardi is a favorite for production, the network, and Andy Cohen because, well, she's delivering the whole Girardi scandal and she's talking about it, even against her better judgment, her defense team's better judgment, who told her, quit the show, don't talk about it, move on. She was like, no, I have nothing to hide, and the truth will eventually come out. Okay. Erika then noted that she is not the victim, and Sutton clapped back at her and said, well, you're acting like the victim. And she goes, are you kidding me? And Sutton was like, no, I feel like you are acting like the victim. And she's like, I'm not acting like the victim. I'm trying to protect myself. But then Kyle had a good point too, and Lisa Rinna finally agreed with something. Kyle was like, wait, it doesn't help what you're doing on social media. Garcelle agreed, Dorit agreed, Lisa Rinna agreed, Crystal agreed, Sutton agreed, everyone agreed. It's not helping when you go on social media and you post these photos with these captions that are a little bit cheeky. Of course, it's almost like you're, like she said on the finale, trolling the trolls. You're trolling the trolls trying to get a reaction. And she said, what, am I not supposed to work? Am I not supposed to work? That doesn't make any sense. And he's like, no, it's not that you're not supposed to work, but the captions, they don't make the most sense. What are you exactly thinking when you're posting the captions? She's like, this is how I get paid. I have to work. I have to post. I'm a brand ambassador. I get paid to post on social media. It is what it is. And I'm not going to stop for any of you. So she let us know exactly where she stands on all of it. And I guess with that, we just have to accept it. But I do want to know a few things from you guys, especially because we will be covering this in an hour, less than an hour, once this video is posted. What are your thoughts about Erika Girardi and how she's being questioned on the show? Do you feel like you're learning anything from this? Or do you feel like when Andy Cohen said, this is going to be an explosive 4-part reunion, we left nothing under the table? And I feel like the execs, NBC, production, everyone is going to be so excited because this is going to be one of the most explosive reunions in Beverly Hills history. I don't know. Honestly, I'm ready to fast forward back over to Real Housewives of Potomac, see the finale and see their reunion, because I feel like their reunion will actually be explosive. I feel like this reunion is like, let me ask you a question. If you don't want to answer it, you don't have to answer it. We'll move on. Hey, what about the victims? Nope, don't want to answer that. Hey, what's going on with your legal situation? Nope, don't want to answer that. Hey, how are you funding everything from your legal bills to your lifestyle? Can't answer that. That's frustrating. And we get, Lisa Rinna has said this too, Erika has said it, we get that her defense team is guiding her and that there are certain boundaries that she cannot cross at the moment. And she's telling us to be patient because when she can share it, she will, but it just feels strange. I don't know. I want to get your opinions on all of this. Go ahead, comment below. And before you go, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because we are going live with Zach, Peter, and Jason from Down with Jason at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, which is 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you could do that. That way you could join the live chat. And don't forget to hit your notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.